Hello and welcome to this free breakdown. What I'm about to show you is how business owners can have a complete growth system built in for them that consistently brings in clients within the next 90 days without needing to go viral, send thousands of cold DMs, and waste hours creating content that doesn't convert. We put this training together because too many business owners were working hard but not seeing predictable results from their content. And the truth is, you don't need more hustle. You need a system that ties your content directly to your sales and a team that actually builds it for you. So if you're running a business and want a predictable way to turn attention into revenue, this breakdown will show you exactly how we do it for our clients at Fridex Agency. So without further ado, let's dive straight into it. If you want the all-purpose manual for turning your content into clients in the next 90 days, this is it. If most of your pipeline still depends on referrals, trend hopping, or ad spend with fuzzy ROI, you're leaving money on the table. In this session, I'll walk you through exactly how we go into a business and build a high-ticket acquisition system around your offer. Clear positioning, a content engine that attracts buyers, not spectators, conversion assets that pre-sell, and tracking that ties every post to revenue. No spammy playbooks, no copy and paste guru DMs. That's not our religion. So if your goal is fewer, better clients at a higher ACV, without hiring a full in-house team, keep watching. We're going to show you exactly how we built it for our clients step by step. For those of you that don't know us, I'm Brian Frias, and this is Juan Pablo De Luca, my co-founder of Fridex Agency. Before starting Fridex, Juan was just a freelance editor and I was a social media influencer. And now together we built a done-for-you growth system that turns content into clients. And in this breakdown, we're going to show you exactly how we do it. So before we dive in, I need you to log in. So no phone, no email, no background noise. Think of this as if you just stepped into a boardroom, because what I'm about to share can change how your business brings in clients over the next 90 days. And if you follow this step by step, you'll walk away with a growth system that gives you a real competitive edge in your market. Simple as that. But before we go any further, let me explain why you should even listen to us in the first place. Juan started as a freelance editor, and I was a growing social media influencer. And at first, we both chased growth in the wrong way. We got results, but it was messy, reactive, and far from sustainable. When we applied the framework you'll see in this training, everything shifted. We were able to generate massive reach, pull in higher ticket opportunities, and prove that content could drive real revenue. But the way we were scaling at the time wasn't efficient. Too many mismatched clients, too much chaos. And that's when we doubled down on what actually worked, building predictable content-driven growth systems. Not just for ourselves, but for business owners who don't want to gamble with hacks or burn out trying to do it manually. So just so you know, this is in theory. The growth system we're about to walk you through have already generated millions of views, hundreds of thousands of followers, and real revenue completely organically. No ads, no shortcuts, just a system that consistently turned content into paying clients. And that's exactly what we'll be building for you and your business. Since then, we built a framework we now use with every client at Fridex. It's designed specifically for business owners who need predictable growth, whether they're already established or looking to scale. So I want to make this very clear. This isn't about more random marketing. It's about making sure every single piece of content is tied to revenue. Most businesses are already posting and running ads, but if you can't track it back to both calls or sales, it's wasted energy. And that's why we built this framework, because it forces clarity. Business models, content, and conversions all align in one system. So as you're listening to this, think about where you are right now. Are you getting views but no clients? Or are you not getting enough visibility at all? Either way, this covers it. So here's what's included. The business model adjustment needed to reach 6 figures faster and more efficiently. A content strategy that gets the right eyes on your business, not just views for the sake of views. And the conversion assets that turn strangers who see your content into high-ticket clients who are eager to work with you. This is in theory. It's the same approach that allowed us to generate millions of views organically, hundreds of thousands of followers, and consistent inbound leads. So now that you understand the value of the system, let's talk about who it's exactly for. So who this is for: business owners who want predictable ways to scale past 5 to 6 figures a month in the next 90 days, Owners tired of outdated agency models, quick start schemes, or chasing trends that don't deliver. Entrepreneurs who want content that attracts the right clients without feeling like salesmen. People who work long hours in their business and want a scalable system instead of a hamster wheel. Owners who know they're undervalued for their time, skill, and results they bring to the table. And if you're frustrated watching gurus flex followers and fake screenshots while you know you have something more valuable to offer, then this is for you. So like I said, this training isn't for everyone. If you're looking for hacks, shortcuts, or another shiny new scheme, honestly, you can click off right now. But if you're a business owner who's been putting in the work but still doesn't have predictability, this is the right system, and this is the system you've been missing. Most of our clients come to us working way too many hours, undercharging, or feeling stuck on the content treadmill. And if that sounds familiar, stick with me, because at the end of this, you'll see a way to step off the hamster wheel and finally connect your content directly to your sales. So like I said, who this is not for. This is not a quick cash hack for Instagram. We're not here to scam, trick, or run shady ad schemes. This isn't an algorithm loophole that magically gives you millions of views. And this is not the post and pray approach that leaves you frustrated and broke. What this is about building a legitimate long-term growth system around your business, one that delivers real client results and becomes an evergreen asset that keeps attracting high-ticket opportunities. So I'll say this one last time. If you came here looking for an easy button, I'll save you the disappointment right now. This isn't it. We're not in the business of fake screenshots, shady offers, or chasing hacks that stop working in 2 weeks. The whole point of this framework is to create a system that compounds over time. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Think of it as building an asset that keeps pulling in the right people month after month, instead of rolling the dice on the algorithm. Because the reality is, you don't need thousands of cold emails, hiring VAs to spam DMs, hundreds of thousands of followers, or even being famous on YouTube. What you need is clarity on a good offer that people actually want to buy, content that gets the right attention, not just random views, a way to pre-sell buyers before you even get on the call, and a content funnel that takes someone from a stranger to pre-qualified lead to ready to buy. That's what we'll be breaking down in this training, so you avoid the same mistakes that cost us years of trial and error. Most business owners think that the problem is reach. They'll say, I just need more followers. That's wrong. Reach without the right system is useless. I've seen businesses with 200k followers who can't even pay the bills, and businesses with 5k followers pulling in 6 figures. The difference is the system behind the content. And this is where almost everyone fails. They don't package their offer properly, they post without strategy, and they have no funnel. That's where they get stuck. What we're showing you here is about flipping that equation. So every piece of content you put out there has a clear path to turning into revenue. So without further ado, let's talk about the beauty of social media branding. And let's talk about it in the sense of the opportunity versus the problem. So first up, there's no oversaturation for business online. Demand is only growing. Because let's be real, your market isn't too crowded. Your process is too average. That's the difference. 80% of businesses are increasing their social media budget in the next 3 years. So whether you're running a coaching program, a consulting business, or a local service, people are spending more time than ever on social media. The money is there, but only for those who stand out. If you're not seeing results, the issue isn't your product, it's how you're getting clients. The reason you're not getting more clients isn't because your offer is bad. It's because you're blending in. You're pitching the same way everybody else is. And lastly, most business owners lose because their client acquisition process looks exactly like everyone else's. Whenever you fix your acquisition and positioning, you separate yourself from the noise, and suddenly clients start coming to you instead of ignoring you. Which leads me to why most business owners struggle to grow. So first up, clients don't say no because they don't need help. They say no because every agency or business looks identical. So if you're a coach, consultant, or even running a software company, you've probably been pitched by 5 different agencies this month, all promising the same thing. That's exactly how your prospects see you when you don't stand out. Cold DMs, growth hacks, and even cookie cutter offers make you sound like everyone else. Like I said, it's not that the market doesn't want help, it's that they're exhausted by offers that look the same. And when you blend in, you get ignored. Decision makers choose the option with the clearest positioning and the most relevant solution to their problems. Because here's the truth, your prospect will always pick the option that feels like it was built specifically for them. That's why positioning and differentiating are non-negotiables if you want consistent high-ticket sales. And lastly, without a unique brand angle, you're competing on price and losing. And this is where your personal brand does the heavy lifting. It's what makes everyone see you as the obvious choice, not just another pitch in the inbox. So why are we sharing this with you? We spent the last few years on both sides of the game, creating content for brands as freelancers and creating our own presence as influencers. And throughout that journey, we saw the same problem over and over. Business owners with the real expertise struggling to attract consistent high-ticket clients, agencies blending into the crowd with generic offers that force them to compete on price, and founders burning out chasing leads instead of running their businesses. And after months of trial and error and redefining, we built a system that flips this dynamic. A framework that attracts qualified clients organically, a structure that pre-sells them before the sales call, and a process that runs in the background so your business keeps growing while you focus on delivery. And that's what we're about to break down for you. The exact playbook we've used to generate a consistent flow of high-ticket clients. So we're not coming at this as gurus. We started exactly where most business owners start, hustling for clients, working long hours, and realizing that the great skills don't automatically mean consistent growth. Like I said, Juan was just a freelance editor and I was running as a content creator, and both of us kept running into the same wall. Businesses with potential were invisible online. So like I said, we built a system that fixes the biggest two bottlenecks, attention and conversion. And instead of keeping it just for ourselves, we turned it into a service that installs directly into your business. The reason we're sharing this is because every business owner deserves a growth engine that doesn't depend on chance, spam, or burning out. The system built for business owners. This is the exact growth engine we install for our clients to scale high-ticket offers through organic social media, adding $10,000 a month as little as 90 days. What this means for you as a business owner is, well, first, a consistent flow of qualified clients without cold DMs or chasing leads. Second, a content system that pre-sells your offer before the sales call. And third, growth that doesn't depend on going viral, ads you can't track, and complicated tech. We handle the heavy lifting so you stay focused on running your business while the system brings in clients. But first, a story. A few months ago, we spoke with a business owner who, from the outside, seemed to have it all together. Their servers were solid, their clients were happy. Every so often, a referral would drop in and make a month look pretty good. But here's the problem. The next month would be quiet. The pipeline was never really full, and growth depended on chance, on who referred them, who happened to see the post, who happened to be ready at the right time. It was the classic feast or famine cycle. One good month, one slow month, and repeat. And no matter how hard they worked, they couldn't escape it. So I want you to think about this. How many times have you had a great month only to spend the next month stressing because the pipeline is dry again? That's not a business problem, that's a system problem. And the owners we talk to are usually amazing at what they do. Their clients love them. But behind the scenes, they're burning energy trying to keep growth alive. And that inconsistency is what kills momentum. What most people don't realize is that you don't need massive traffic or viral content to scale. You don't need hundreds of leads. You need a handful of the right ones consistently. When you build a business on referrals and hustle, you're gambling. And when you build it on a system, you're investing. And the difference is night and day. The reason I'm telling you this is because our job isn't to tell you how to price or package your service. Our job is to put the system in place so that whatever you're offering has a predictable flow of buyers behind it. The math tells the story. Imagine your business pulls in 50 conversions 1 month. Maybe 10 of those are serious. Maybe 3 convert. Great month. But what happens when the next month only 15 conversions come in? Suddenly those 3 drop to 1. maybe 0, and the stress kicks in. This is what so many business owners live with, hustling to chase the next lead, watching revenue swing up and down like roller coasters, feeling like growth only happens if they personally push harder. The truth is, it's not the service that's broken. It's not even the price point. It's the lack of predictable client acquisition system. Without it, every new client feels like a brand new fight. So now that you see the value of having this together, here's how it works. So I present to you the Fridex Growth Engine. This is the system we've built to help business owners scale without relying on luck, referrals, or cold outreach. And here's how it works. Instead of you juggling 10 different roles, we install a client acquisition system. So here's how it works. Instead of you juggling 10 different roles, we install a client acquisition system that runs in the background. It's built around 3 pillars. First, clarity. Positioning your offer so it speaks directly to the right buyers. Second, content. Done for you assets designed to attract and pre-sell qualified clients. And third, conversion, a simple process that turns attention into both calls and sales. Most businesses stop because of one of these 3 things: lack of accountability, no system tracking growth; lack of clarity, message is too broad; or lack of consistency, no steady flow of qualified leads. The Fridex Growth Engine helps solve all these 3, so your business grows predictably while you focus on delivery. This is the shift for business owners. You don't need to be everywhere, do everything, or run your own ads team. Our system does the heavy lifting for you, because most of the time, business owners don't struggle because of their own product. They struggle because their acquisition process is broken. That's why we rebuilt it from the ground up into something simple and predictable. The 3 pillars, clarity, content, and conversion, cover every weak spot. If your messaging isn't dialed in, we fix it. If your content isn't pulling in clients, we build it. And if your sales process is inconsistent, we put a structure behind it. This way, you don't need to be wondering where the next client is coming from. This system ensures there's always someone in the pipeline. So what I would actually like to do here is, in 3 simple steps, I want to break down exactly how we fulfill these services for you and how we actually apply these things into your businesses. Starting with step 1. Target avatar and offer positioning. So here's why this matters. If you don't know exactly who you serve, your marketing becomes generic. Generic equals competing on price, chasing unqualified leads, inconsistent growth, which is why specific equals premium positioning. Fewer but higher quality buyers and predictable sales. This is where most businesses mess up. They assume that their clients want instead of asking or analyzing what's actually holding them back. So here's how we do it differently. First is clarity on the avatar. Identify the exact type of avatar you want to attract. Pinpoint their pain points, goals, and roadblocks, and use their exact language in their messaging. When your offer looks the same as everyone else's, the only thing left to compete is on the price. Second is redefining the offer. We don't change what you sell. We reframe and position it so it stands out in your market. So you stop competing against other businesses and start being the obvious choice. And third, hyper-specific messaging. Tailored content that speaks to your best fit client. Attracts only the right people, fewer objections, less time wasted, and increases close rate and allows for stronger pricing power. Once you get laser clear on the exact type of client you want, everything changes. Your messaging cuts through, your content feels like it's written for them, and the sales call stops being about convincing and starts being about confirming. But here's the big shift. We take businesses from generic, broad, we do everything offers to a specific, precise, targeted system that resonates with exactly the right client. This is where we start with every client, because if the offer and the messaging aren't dialed in, nothing else in the system works. Step 2, content that attracts and pre-sales. Most businesses think that they need to go viral or pump out endless posts to win online. That's wrong. They treat content like a numbers game. They post more, they go viral, they get lucky. But that doesn't attract paying clients. it just burns energy. Content is not about chasing views. It's about building trust, authority, and pre-selling the right client before they even get on the call. Like I said, the reality is that you don't need millions of views. You need the right messaging in front of the right people consistently. And here's how we do it. So step one is clarity first. Content is based on your avatar's pain points, desires, and language. Every post speaks directly to your ideal buyer, not the whole internet. When your content is dialed into your avatar's pain points and desires, it does all the heavy lifting for you. And by the time someone books a call, they already see you as the solution. Second, strategic positioning. Instead of looking for just another industry service, your content positions you as the premier solution in your space. We inject unique angles that cut through the noise and separate you from the competitors. That's why our clients start closing deals faster. Content isn't random, it's engineered to pre-sale. So sales calls stop feeling like a pitch and start feeling like confirmations. And third, content that converts. Built to move clients through the funnel, from stranger to follower to qualified lead to built call. Done for you frameworks that lower objections and increase close rates. The result, content that sells while you focus on running your business. So our job is to take your knowledge, your service, and your client stories and package them into a content that creates demand 24/7 without you having to chase. And lastly, step 3, conversion from attention to appointments. At this stage, your content has already positioned you as the authority. Now the goal is to create a frictionless path that takes that attention and turns it into a booked appointment. So think of the conversion as the bridge between your marketing and your revenue. Without this step, you have attention, likes, and comments, and followers, but attention alone doesn't pay the bills. Conversions make attention profitable. So the conversion system is built around, first, content call flow. Each piece of content has a clear next step. Instead of leaving people with nice video, we guide them into action. So DM, link, or booking page. So here's how it works in practice. Imagine someone watches your reel about solving a problem they've been stuck on for months. And at the end of the video, instead of scrolling past, they get invited to take the next step. So it could either be book a free strategy call, download a resource, or DM a keyword. That's where the journey shifts from content consumer to potential client. Second, appointment infrastructure. Automated calendars integrated with reminders plus confirmations. Prospects self-book at the moment of interest, reducing no-shows and keeping your schedule filled with qualified calls. So like I said, the real magic is removing friction. We set up automated calendars so they can book in real time at the peak of their interest. No back and forth emails, no ghosting. They click, they book, they get reminders, they show up. Simple. But it does change everything. Number 3, conversion assets. Landing pages and mini funnels designed to pre-sell. They highlight outcomes, social proof, and single call to actions. So by the time someone reaches your call, they already believe you can help them. So like I said, landing pages and funnels are also critical here. Instead of sending people to generic websites, we build a specific page that answers one question. Why should I work with you now? These pages showcase proof, outline the transformation, and make the next step obvious. So by the time someone lands on a call, they've already been pre-sold. And lastly, number 4, seamless sales process. Prospects arrive pre-qualified and pre-sold. Less objections, shorter calls, higher close rates. You spend less time convincing and more time confirming fit. This also transforms into your sales process. Instead of spending 45 minutes convincing someone that you're legitimate, you spend 20 minutes confirming fit and mapping out the next steps. Your close rates increase, your calls feel lighter, and your prospects feel time. Which leads us to the outcome, a predictable growth engine where content creates demand, system captures it, and sales calls turns it into clients without you chasing. And here's the key, we don't just set up one way for clients to convert, we map multiple entry points based on your content strategy. Some people prefer booking through link, some through DMs, others through funnel. So we meet them where they're at, but every path leads to the same place, booked, qualified calls. This is how content becomes revenue. Attention is the spark, conversion is the pipeline, and the results is consistency. calls on your calendar every week, predictability without chasing, cold outreach, or hoping someone refers you. Designing content as a consumer journey. Your offer doesn't matter if you can't communicate it clearly. That's why content must do more than get likes. It has to nurture, educate, and pre-sell prospects before they even get on the sales call. Because look, here's the reality. People don't buy after seeing one post. They need to trust you, understand what you do, and feel confident before handing over money. That's why content isn't random, it's a journey. Every post is like a stepping stone that moves someone closer to booking a call. And if you just keep nurturing, here's what that looks like. Your leads don't know who you are, they don't understand your process, and they don't show up to calls. And if they do show up to calls, they show up cold and skeptical. That means longer calls, more objections, and fewer closes. But when the content is designed as a consumer journey, it changes everything. By the time they hop on the call, they already know who you are, they know your approach, they already see you as an authority, and the calls feel more like a confirmation than a pitch. So core principles. First, consistent flow. Content that brings in leads steadily, not randomly. Pre-selling. Each post builds belief in your solution so sales calls feel seamless. Education. Prospects learn the basic in advance. Faster results, smoother calls. Trust. Every touchpoint builds authority and confidence without feeling salesy. And lastly, journey. Your content equals the consumer journey. Every piece is a step forward to becoming a client. The result, calls become confirmations, not cold pitches. This is why we engineer every touchpoint. Reels, posting, landing pages as part of a flow. So when someone books a call, they're warm, excited, and ready to invest. So here's how the funnel works. We call it the IG funnel, your digital HQ. Your social profile isn't just a page, it's the center of operations for your entire growth system. Every prospect who discovers you will pass through it, so it must be built with intention. Think of your social profile as your storefront. It's the first impression, and if it's not designed to guide people deeper into your world, they'll just scroll past. That's why we built it like a funnel, not a gallery. Every piece has a purpose. So here's how we structure it. Number 1, pinned sales asset. Your number 1 pinned post is a short form sales content. This is the first thing visitors see. It must clearly show what you do and who you help. Second, pinned social proof. Second plus third pinned post showcase credibility. Client result, case studies, communities, achievements. Builds trust instantly. Pinned posts do the heavy lifting. The first introduces your solution, and the second and third back it up with proof. It's fast, it's clear, and it builds confidence. Number 3, profile and bio copy. Simple, clear, and benefit driven. Explains exactly who you are, what you do, and where your prospects should go next. Your bio is the next checkpoint. Too many businesses waste this section with fluff. Instead, we craft it so it shows authority and direct every visitor to your main conversion asset. And lastly, number 4, conversion assets. Your profile link always drives to one long-form breakdown, so it could either be a VSL, a case study, or a landing page. This is the final boss content, the asset that converts viewers into booked calls. So this is the goal: to control the flow of traffic, to nurture with proof, to redirect to a conversion asset, and generate predictable appointments and sales. So like I said, that conversion asset could be a VSL, a case study, or even a tailored landing page. It's the long-form piece of content that does all the deep selling for you. All roads lead here. You can literally forecast revenue by looking at your profile views, VSL watches, and calls booked. This is where social media stops being a vanity metric and becomes a business machine. Let me get myself a light. As you can see, it's got pretty dark with me. So you guys can see that it's just a pretty long video. Lots of value here. Hope you guys are liking the video. And if you are, drop a like, comment below at the end of this video if you have any other questions. And subscribe, because this isn't the only video of this type that I will be posting. I'm actually going to be posting longer formats of a lot of specific concepts within this video. So if you want to learn them, like I said, subscribe and stay tuned. So moving on to the actual VSL, which is your 24/7 sales asset. Most business owners send traffic straight from ads or posts to landing pages or booking links. And this is the fastest way to lose trust. Because here's the problem. Most prospects don't know who you are. They don't understand your process, and they feel like they're being sold to immediately. Think about it. You click on an ad, you land on a page, and right away they're pushing to book. It feels transactional, cold, and that's why many funnels fail. Our system flips that. Instead of throwing people into a sales call cold, we let them watch a VSL, a long-form breakdown that answers every single question they might have in advance. The fix, a long-form video sales letter, but not buried on a landing page, hosted on YouTube where people already watch and engage. So why YouTube again? Because people already go there to learn, to research, and to binge watch. It doesn't feel like they're being taken out of their social feed and dropped into a pitch. It feels natural. So here's the structure of the high converting VSL. First, headline, capture attention and pinpoint. Second, social proof, client results, testimonials, credibility. Third, who it's for, qualify the audience up front. 4, about you, quick intro and story to build trust. 5, unique process, how you get results differently. 6, roadmap, what the client's journey looks like. 7, tie back, points and desired outcomes. 8, urgency, why act now. And 9, CTA, book a call. The result of this, by the time prospects booked, they're pre-educated, pre-sold, and ready to buy. This video does the heavy lifting. It builds trust, explains your system, showcases results, and qualifies who you want to work with. By the time someone clicks the call to action, they're warm and ready. Now, every piece of traffic, whether from ads, content, or your profile, flows into the VSL, and from there, straight to your booking link. That's how we build consistency with you having to repeat your life story on every call. Not every call comes directly from your funnel, like I said. Some may come from DMs, referrals, or other channels. And that's why we enforce 2 essential criteria for every sales call. First is that they must have watched the VSL in full, ensuring that they know exactly who you are, what you do, and how you help. Saves time on the call. No need to repeat your whole story. Second, they must show up prepared. Reminders keep calls on schedule and prospects focused. No wasted thoughts, no I forgot excuses. Nurturing sequence. Email sent 24 hours plus 1 hour before the call, reminding them to watch the VSL. Text sent 3 hours plus 20 minutes before the call, confirming time and readiness. The result, every sales call becomes a smooth confirmation, not a cold pitch. Prospects arrived pre-educated, pre-nurtured, pre-sold. One of the easiest traps to fall into on social media is chasing numbers. You post a video, it pops off, gets 100k views, and you think, this is working, but then you look at your calendar and realize that there's no new calls and no new clients. And the problem isn't that viral content is bad. It can help build your brand over time, but most of the people watching a trending audio clip or motivational snippet aren't in the market to buy your services right now. And business owners need to separate content that entertains from content that converts. Entertaining content grows awareness, but it doesn't feed your pipeline, which is why we treat your content as a funnel. At the top, you still have reach, base clips, but the real engine is in the middle to bottom funnel, content. Content, breakdowns, authority pieces, and story-driven posts that make your ideal buyer think, this person understands my exact problem. It's like fishing. Throwing out a viral reel is like casting a giant net. Sure, you'll catch something, but it's 99 fish you don't want. A strategic content is like spear fishing. Smaller numbers, but every catch is valuable. For some businesses, especially low ticket, volume does matter, and we're not against that. But if you're looking for growth that's sustainable and predictable, it's not all about raw reach. It's about aligning attention with intent. The way we structure it is by making sure that every post of content we create has a job. Some pieces are meant to get people on the door, others are meant to educate, and others are meant to convert. Together, they work as a system that attracts, filters, and closes buyers. And this is the difference between having 1 million random followers who never buy versus 10,000 targeted followers who know who you are what you do and are excited to pay for your services. Generating attention that converts. Not all attention is equal. Like I said, viral content brings reach but often misses revenue. And strategic content brings out the right eyes, nurture trust, and drives buyers into your funnel. But here's the trap. Millions of views equal to low quality traffic, which are vanity metrics. Few thousand targeted views, booked calls, paying clients. Which is why this is our approach. Designing content that speaks to your buyer's pains and goals to balance awareness clips to grow reach with conversion assets to build revenue, and 3, funnel attention into your BSL, predictable qualified leads. It's not about more eyeballs, it's about the right eyeballs, the ones who take action. So like I said, this is the reality. Not every lead comes in the same way. Some may DM you directly, others might stumble on your content, and that's fine. But the rules don't change for qualification. They never change. And if you haven't watched the VSL, they don't book a call, period. The VSL is the filter. It ensures that they understand your process, your value, and whether they're even a fit. This is also about respect. You shouldn't spend 45 minutes explaining who you are and what you do. By the time they show up, that part's already covered. The second non-negotiable is attendance. We set up a simple nurture sequence, emails, and texts leading up to the call. Not pushing, just reminding them to keep them accountable. That way, every single person who sits down knows what you offer, knows if they're in the market, and is mentally ready to invest. The sales call shifts from convincing to simply confirming what they've already believed. The content sales asset. Okay, so how are we actually going to do this? The answer is with content sales assets. Every piece of content we create for your business is designed with a purpose, not just to get likes, not just to look good on Instagram. Every post is a step in a client acquisition funnel. And it starts with step 1, short form content. TikTok, Instagram, Reels, Shorts. These are the front line of attention. Each one follows a clear structure. Hook, we call out your audience specific pain points. For example, most real estate agents, gym owners, or consultants can't keep up with content, which is why their pipeline is always dry. 2, social proof. Enter a quick case study or example showing how our system fixes that. 3, value or insights. Share perspectives, shifting advice that isn't generic, not just post more content, but showing why certain types of videos or funnels change the game. 4, reinforcing authority, reminding the viewer that the system has worked before. And 5, a subtle CTA. Check out the link in my bio, follow for a blueprint, watch the free case study. And the frequency of these videos is going to be about 2 to 4 per week. The goal is to show expertise, filter qualified attention, and consistently redirect towards your funnel. Remember, profile VSL booked calls. Number 2, trending and pattern interruptions. To avoid monotony, we mix in trends from your niche. Example, if you're a coach, we adapt trending audios to highlight a problem your client faces. This keeps your feed alive and signals to the algorithm without sacrificing positioning. The purpose of this is maintaining attention and reach without diluting authority. Number 3, podcast style clips. These show off raw expertise. And here's how it works. So basically you or your team answer direct questions in a natural conversation. And basically what we do is we clip them into short educational reels. Why this works? Because prospects see you as a teacher, not a salesperson, and makes the next step, booking a call, feel natural. Number 4, lifestyle and behind the scenes. Buyers want to see the results of working with you. This doesn't mean flexing, it means documenting. Show your team building systems, result dashboards, client wins, even casual moments that connect. Why? Because people buy into you as much as they buy into your service. Behind the scenes content creates authenticity. Number 5, long form content. So YouTube, LinkedIn articles. Longer videos where we go in depth on a topic, like this video. These don't need crazy editing. The value is in the depth, and the goal is to funnel the viewer to the VSL. For example, a 10-minute video titled How We Built a Content System That Books 87 calls for real estate agencies without ads. You know, like the purpose of that is by the time someone watches that video, they're educated, they're pre-sold, ready to buy, and ready for the call. Number 6, Instagram stories, the daily nurture machine. Stories are where trust is built day by day. And there are 4 key types we rotate. First is personal moments, which are good for authentic connection. Second is quick wins and client proof, which gives you authority. Third is mini education post, which gives value. And fourth is direct CTAs, where you say something along the lines of, we're opening 3 new client posts this month, DM me ready if you want the details. And basically the formula with stories is that for every 10 stories or every 10 story slides, 9 are value given and 1 is an ask, like a CTA. Like we're opening 3 new spots, DM me this. And the goal is to keep you on top of mind every single day while moving warm leads closer to that decision. And lastly, number 7, profile visit ads. Instead of pushing people straight from ads to calls, which would be a cold call, we use ads to drive traffic to your Instagram profile. Why? Because your profile is now structured like a funnel. Remember, like the pin post, the sales assets, the proof post, the CTA in the bio, all those things are the structure of the funnel. Plus, cost per profile visit is dirt cheap compared to cold lead ads. So every new follower equals a warm lead entering your ecosystem. And the result is that when this ecosystem runs together, you don't just have random posts or inconsistent leads. You have a front-end engine with the short-form ads consistently driving attention, a nurture system, the stories, the podcast clips, building trust daily, and conversion assets, VSL profile funnels that pre-sell clients before you even get on the call. That's the difference between posting for likes and running a content-driven client acquisition system. All right, so let's recap what your actual day-to-day looks like once this system is in motion. First, notice how much lighter this is compared to what most business owners are used to. Instead of scrambling to post content, chasing leads, and stressing about whether your funnel works, you're going to have a simple structure. Content publishing across YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Your brand is active and visible every week without you having to manually create or edit content. All you really need to do is approve the key pieces or record the raw material. The editing, the formatting, the optimization is handled for you, and the sales calls. Now, here's the big point. While you do all of that, here's what we do for you behind the scenes. First, as we create content, sales assets, and managing the positioning, we ensure that your funnel and nurture sequence actually convert. We're setting up appointments flows and managing lead flows so you don't have to chase DMs. And we're tracking reporting so you can see exactly where sales are coming from. So in practice, your day-to-day becomes show up to camera when needed, take the sales calls, and focus on delivering your services. Everything else, the editing, the scheduling, the systems, we take care of. All right, so at this point, you've got a choice to make. Option 1, you can ignore everything I've just shown you. Totally fine. You can keep doing what you're doing, and you keep getting the same results. But if you watch this far, I know you're probably past that stage, which is why, option 2, you can take all the free value I've given you and try to piece it all together on your own. And hey, some people do see process by doing that. But the truth is, it's going to take a lot of time, a lot of trial and error, and you probably waste months testing things out and that already been mapped out and figured out. Which is why we're left with option 3. You shortcut the process and work directly with us. This means we don't just give you the blueprint, we implement it for you. We built the content engine, the funnel, the conversion assets, the appointment setting system. This is the fastest way to get results because you're not left guessing. You're working with a team that has done this before across multiple industries and already knows the pitfalls to avoid. Now, I want to be clear once again, this isn't for everyone. It's not for someone who has never sold anything, who has no service, and who isn't serious about growing. But if you already have a service that provides value, you've tried to grow with content or ads but haven't cracked it yet, or sitting on a high value skill that you know could be making more online, then this is for you. And if that's for you, we can help you add an extra $10,000 to $50,000 a month in revenue by installing the exact system I've walked you through today. So you can finally have consistent clients without burning out chasing leads. Let's also quickly recap the exact steps we'll take to get you there. Step 1, clarity. Together, we'll identify your perfect client avatar, dial in that positioning, and make sure your message cuts through the noise. Because if you don't know exactly who you're talking to, your content and your funnel won't work. Step 2 is content. This is where most business owners get stuck. They post, but they don't post strategically. What we do is build you a content engine, a short form video that grabs attention, long form videos that pre-sell, stories that build connection and trust. All of it tied to your brand voice, all of it designed to feed your funnel. Step 3 is conversion. This is where we turn attention into sales. We'll install your funnel, craft your VSL. We'll also set up your appointment system so that when leads book a call, they're already being nurtured, pre-sold, and educated. Meaning the call is just about confirming what they already know, not convincing them. When these 3 steps are in place, clarity, content, and conversion, you've got a system that works around the clock. Instead of chasing leads, you've got consistent qualified prospects coming to you, ready to buy. And that's exactly how we'll help you scale your business. So when you work with us, here's what you get. A done-for-you content plus growth system built around your 3 C's, clarity, content, conversion. Fully managed content creation, scripting, editing, posting, all handled by our team. A conversion-ready VSL plus funnel that pre-sells clients before the call. Weekly strategy calls to keep everything on track. Access to our internal dashboard plus reporting so you see results in real time. Ongoing support from our team, meaning we don't disappear after setup. And if you don't see results within the 90 days, we work with you until you do. So if you're tired of watching all this pass you by, tired of guessing, tired of wasting time posting without strategy, this is your chance to put a bulletproof system in place and finally scale with consistency. So hit the link below this video, book a call, and let's talk about how we can install this system into your business.